Hello, welcome to Caesar's Snack Sandwich. Today I'm going to take a quick look at Comb Financial. Now, Comb Financial is on the Phantom blockchain, and I'm surprised I haven't heard of it earlier because what it says here, is the first true DeFi as a service feature. So there's a lot of things going on inside here, and it's pretty complicated, but I'll try my best to give you a quick little explanation of what happens inside here, and then you can come and dig deeper and ask more questions to the community and the team as well. So the first thing I want to mention that it has been around at least since December 2021. So I'm surprised I haven't heard of this in more depth, or at least some more interest up until now. I just came across this recently and decided to look at it today. So here it is. So let's go into the app, and when you first come to the app, there's a lot of tabs here. It's a bit confusing and it's a bit hard to understand exactly what's going on. So what I would suggest you to do is come and read the docs as usual. Now, I've read all of these docs. I've read through every one of these tabs, and I kind of have an understanding. I asked a few questions in the Discord and got some answers. So I'm going to try my best to explain kind of what's going on, and then hopefully you can understand. One of the good things about here is they're very clear on the fees and the taxation system. There are lots of products and each one are taxed differently. So I would suggest you to come and check this tab at least. And it's the fee and tax system. So different kinds of taxes for different kinds of things. And you can come and check this if you want to participate in any of these products. So like I said, I'm going to go through each of these tabs, but I'm not going to click through these. I'm going to use this list of what they call revenue services and revenue streams. So all of these different services and revenues basically provide the protocol with revenue in order to give to the people who stake Zcomb in this Zcomb, which is basically VE long-term locking of Comb token, okay, the Comb token. So let's go through these one by one and talk a little bit about each of them, and then that's it, okay? So the first thing we have is pools, okay? So if we go over to pools, we can see we have all these little farms, LP farms, right? And there are Spirit Swap, Spooky Swap, and Beethoven X. So basically what these do is you can stick your LP token in here and you will earn Comb token, okay? And what they will do with that LP token is then they will take that LP token and stick it on Spirit Swap or on Spooky Swap and farm those tokens and use those tokens to basically give to the long-term stakers, the Zcomb holders. So they take that revenue and they hand it over to the Zcomb tokers. Now, all of the fees do have usually a small amount that goes to the team, just because the team does have to pay for their salaries and pay for upkeep and all of this kind of like technological needs. So you can check this again, right? See exactly what's what. Okay, so the first thing is pools, which are pretty standard stuff. Yield optimizers are also pretty standard, basically vaults. So there's not a whole lot here, but basically you can put your Tomb Phantom token in here. It will farm the Spooky Swap Boo reward, sell for more LPs, and it's a compounder, auto compounder, right? But the performance fee, which is lower than even B fee, but the performance fee will go to the Zcomb holders, okay? Next thing we have is Phantom Validator Node. Now this is interesting, okay? So they have their own Phantom Validator. It's a validator number 93, and it has a good annual percentage of 15.62%, and the revenues from that basically all go to the Zcomb holders, okay? Or the Zcomb holders vote on this as well, okay? Where should this revenue go? If maybe sometimes it will be compounded into different other places, but right now it's all going to the Zcomb holders, okay? Now you can provide to this validator too if you wanted. You could just go to the Phantom wallet, and they do have a nice guide here that teaches you how to take part in this. If you wanted to delegate some of your Phantoms to this validator, then you could. There is something in the docs that's interesting that says that they reset the time twice a day, and I did ask in the community if that is still true, and I haven't got an answer on that yet. So anyhow, they take 15% of the delegated and they have their own rewards from being a validator, and they give that to these Zcom holders. Okay, so that's the validator node. Next thing is the Hives. Okay, now Hives is a bit hard to find it here. Basically, they have this thing called migration and then marketplace, and this is a place where you can buy Hives. Okay, when they first came out, they basically sold these Hives to people. I kind of think of it like bonds, okay, or like a funding raise. So they sold these Hives to people, and basically the Hives were, you know, wallet locked, and you would earn a whole bunch of COM. So if we go to here, Hives, and we go to the top, the APY was quite high, and you were basically, you know, gave them some Phantom or some tokens, and you bought some Hives, right? And then you would get these APYs in Phantom, or sorry, in COM tokens. And then it says return on token. So after these days, when you basically got your money back, I guess, then they would reduce the APY quite a bit. Now, based on market conditions, this is where they've kind of pivoted. They decided, oh, like let's make these things liquid. So if you go to the website and you go, if you happen to be one of those people who bought the Hive first, then you could come here and you could migrate it and get a financial NFT, and they have this marketplace where you can sell it. So this is pretty important. You will probably have to dig deeper in here, but as you can see that some are what they call withered and some have these dates, right? So the withered ones are basically the ones that are past the this date of return on token date, so the APY has been reduced. And then they have ones that are, sorry, where is it? Then they have these ones that have these dates, which I assume would be maturing soon enough. Okay, so it's a bit complicated. You know, if you're interested in this, I would take a little bit deeper look at this, and it's a way to farm COM tokens, but you can buy them with many tokens. Okay, so this is the marketplace. Now, it is important that the marketplace does have 7% tax on all of the purchases. And so if you're selling your Hive there, you're going to get taxed 7%. And that goes to, of course, the Zcom holders as well. Okay, so that's the Hives. Next thing, PODz. Now, PODz are similar to Hives, but a little bit different. Okay, so if we go to the website, and we go to dashboard, this one's a bit hard to find, and we go to create pod, then we can create a pod, and we tell it which token we want to be paid in, right? So we basically use our COM, and instead of staking COM for Zcom, you can instead buy some of these pods, and then these pods will pay out from the revenue in these Phantom tokens, Ethereum, Bitcoin, or AVAX. So they basically use the rewards to buy these or somehow get these and give them to these to the people who hold these pods. So it's an alternative to the Zcom, and I believe it doesn't give you any voting rights then. Okay. So another important thing about these pods is they have this thing called feeding the pod. So basically your APY is going to decay over time, and you're going to have to feed it more and more COM. Now, the part of the APY is in COM, so they're going to give you enough COM that you can use to feed the pod. So the way I look at this is basically that's how they're able to keep this APR quite high, because it includes COM tokens that they're going to give you that you need to burn in order to maintain this APY. Okay, so it's kind of interesting, but I do think that these things are I'm not sure if they're for sale in the marketplace, because I wasn't able to find any pods for sale in the marketplace. So they might actually be non-transferable as well. So ask in the community for that as well. So that's the pods. The NFT marketplace is basically what I told you. You know, it's a place where you can sell your Hives and so forth. And then if we go to this to the list here, we will see that there are a whole bunch of things like in the pipeline being designed, that they are designing and planning to launch in the near future. So they're trying to put everything here under this one website, which might be good, might be bad. I'm not sure. You can decide on that yourself. But here's a kind of like flowchart of all of the products that they have currently and how it all kind of gives to these Zcom or these purchasers, right? So the validator node, like I said, the yield for that goes to these guys. The yield optimizer performance fee goes to these guys. The pool rewards, so like the beats, the boo, the spirit, that goes to these guys. And I believe they would use these to basically buy the tokens that are needed, like the BTC, the ETH or the Phantom. And then if you have Zcomb, you're basically just going to get bags of these tokens and you can claim them and so forth. And then the marketplace, that 7% goes to these. And now in the future, they have all these other ideas they plan to use to give to these. Now there's a lot coming. So Capsules is their newest product that they're planning on opening. And I would suggest you to come and check this out. I haven't really looked closely at this, but this is their newest thing that's coming soon. So if you are interested in Comb and you want to know more, then perhaps you can come and basically try to read through this and understand more what's going on. I think this product is pretty interesting in that they obviously, they're trying their best to incorporate all of DeFi into this one protocol, one token, and try to make the best of all these different kinds of opportunities that you can find in DeFi to some extent. Okay, so that pretty much covers this for today. I do think, there's a lot more here than I can cover in this one video, and I apologize for not explaining every little thing, but I hope this has been useful and interesting, and thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.